my friends. So I have a question. How many of you have chores at home? Or how many of you have siblings who have chores at home? So chores are basically things you do at home to help keep the house neat and clean and to help out your families. So when I was little, one of the first chores I had was sweeping my kitchen floor. That was the first chore I ever had. Now my chores consist of cleaning my bathrooms, sweeping and mopping floors, taking the trash out, doing the dishes, because those that's what my family needs for me to do to help out. So this story is called The Berenstain Bears and the Trouble with Chores. Because see, if chores don't get done, what happens? We're gonna find out. And this is by Stan&Jan Berenstain. When asked to do something that they hate, most bears will procrastinate. Procrastinate means to put things off. Or not, or won't do something right away. So here's the to-do list. It says, set the table, clear away dishes, empty waste baskets, put out trash, cut grass, coil garden hose, clean up messy room, empty vacuum, pick up toys, rake leaves, and sweep steps. Brother and Sister Bear were good at most things. They kept up with their schoolwork. They wore their safety helmets when they went biking and skateboarding. They said please and thank you without being prompted. That means without being told. Papa was good about most things too. He helped the cubs with their homework. He kept his tools sharp and in ship shape. And he was always ready to help a neighbor. So he's helping the neighbor whose cat was stuck in a tree. But there was one thing the Cubs and Papa were not good about. That was chores. It wasn't that Papa and the Cubs didn't want to do their chores. It was just that they always seemed to have a reason not to do them. And they always had really good excuses. You're right, dear, said Papa. The grass does need cutting, but Mama Spider has spun a wonderful web on the lawnmower, and I haven't the heart to put all her hard work to waste. Mama, said Brother, may I skip setting the table tonight? There's a TV show on the Ice Age, and I have to do a report on the beast of Balochistan. Mama, said Sister, I know it's my week to clean up little lady's calling cards. She means her doggy poo. It's just I'm waiting for them to dry. They'll be so much easier to scoop up that way. There was also the endless bickering about who did what. Bickering means like fighting. Why is it that why is it, complained Sister, that Brother gets the easy jobs like setting the table, and I get the yucky ones like scraping the plates into the garbage? Easy, easy, protested Brother. Setting the table is hard. Remember, you have to remember where everything goes. The knives, the spoons, the forks. Want to trade? Asked Sister. No thanks, said Brother. So it went argue, argue, bicker, bicker. Mama sighed. If only Papa and the Cubs were good at doing their chores as they were arguing about them, life would be a whole lot easier. And speaking of easier, thought Mama, instead of nagging about chores, it'd be a whole lot easier to do them myself. So Mama's saying, instead of saying, hey, you gotta do your chores, hey, you have to do this, you have to do this, it'd be easier for her just to do them herself than to tell her family they have to do their chores. And that's what she did. She set and cleared the table. She cleaned up after little lady. She chased dust bunnies from under the furniture. Dust bunnies are like little balls of dust that are underneath the sofa and your bed and stuff. And they're just so small they call them dust bunnies. There was also baby Honey to take care of, not to mention the cub's messy room. The cubs did pick up and put away. Sometimes. Papa did cut the grass, occasionally, and the cubs did chase the dust bunnies once in a while. But when it comes to chores, sometimes, occasionally, and once in a while don't count. I wonder what Mama has planned. Not surprisingly, things began to slide. Everybody got a little grouchy, especially Mama. Something has to be done. But what? Papa decided to call a family meeting. My dear, he said, I've been thinking. Yes, said Mama. What I've been thinking, he continued, is that we might want to relax a bit to ease up on the chores a little. Oh, said Mama. Yes, said Papa. There's a lot more to life than chores. There's walking in the sunshine, enjoying Mother Nature, and fishing in the old fishing hole. And there's riding bikes, said Brother. And jump rope, said Sister. Then to Papa and the cubs, great surprise, Mama said, You know something? You're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right. You do, said Papa. I certainly do, said Mama, with a sly gleam in her eye. I've been so concerned with the house that I haven't been to my quilting club for weeks, and the flower show's coming up. I should be preparing my exhibit. Not worrying about spider webs and dust bunnies worked pretty well at first. There were a few bad moments, like when baby Honey almost ate a bug. But Mama was her smiling self again. She got into quilting and began on her flower show exhibit. I think it was about combining Shasta daisies and silver moon roses. What do you think, dear? She asked. Sounds fine to me, said Papa, who was working on his fishing gear. Mama, said Sister, I'm growing this grapefruit plant for school, and there's so many dishes in the kitchen sink that I can't water it. No problem, said Mama. Just water it in the bathroom upstairs. Sister stomped upstairs with her grapefruit plant. Mama, said Brother, I left my marbles on the floor and now they're gone. Goodness, said Mama. I must have sucked them up well with the vacuum. I do have to vacuum once in a while. But one of them was my best shooter, said Brother. Oh, I'm sure you can find them by emptying the vacuum bag, said Mama. But, sputtered Brother. Now, if you excuse me, said Mama, I'm off to my quilting club. Sometimes some household tasks got done. Beds got made, more or less. Meals got served, sort of. Bit by bit, messy buildup began to take over the treehouse. What towels piled up in the bathroom, fruit flies hovered over the dishes in the kitchen sink. The pictures on the house of the wall got crookeder and crookeder, and there was a whole army of dust bunnies under the sofa. There were so many burnt crumbs in the bottom of the toaster oven that the whole kitchen smelt burnt. A strange green mold grew on the shower curtain, and a thousand-legger came swimming toward Sister in the bathtub. So a thousand-legger is a kind of bug. Yes, Brother was having fun riding his bike. Sister was having fun jumping rope. Papa brought home some fine fish, and Mama finished her beautiful new quilt. But living in all this messy buildup wasn't much fun, and one day when Mama was off at a garden club, Papa decided to call another meeting. No sooner had the meeting been called to order, everyone was talking at once. They're all saying the same thing. We've got to do something about this awful mess. And they did. They picked up all the wet towels. They got the dishes out of the sink. They straightened the pictures. They cleaned out the toaster oven, banished the dust bunnies, and scrubbed the shower curtain. Then they sat down, exhausted and pleased, and waited for Mama to come home. Well, she said when she returned, everything is set for the flower show, and I am sure there is a chance I may win an award. Papa and the cubs waited for her to notice what they had done, But all Mama did was take off her yellow going out hat and put on her blue at home duster. Mama, said Sister, have you noticed anything? Mama looked around and smiled. You mean how the whole house is neat and clean and all the chores are done? Yes, I noticed. With that, she gathered the cubs into a big bear hug and gave Papa a big kiss. The end. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope you learned that doing your chores is very important, because when they don't, the mess just builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up that it gets to be so gross. So I hope you're helping your parents out with your chores, and I'll see you next time. Bye.